All right. MLS Cup Conference Finals is finally here. Two heavyweight matches this weekend on the Eastern Conference and Western Conference for a chance to make it to the MLS Cup Final. And today, I'm going to give you guys my official predictions on how these conference finals are going to pan out. Now, before I give you my prediction, I also want to say happy Thanksgiving to all of you. Hope you guys are enjoying your day with your family and having a great holiday. And I appreciate you guys for tuning in and watching this, especially on the holiday if you're watching it today. But I couldn't be more excited for these matchups, guys. I mean, these are going to be highly contested, hard fought battles between both of these teams in each conference final. And let's start off with the Eastern Conference Final first, which is going to be the game that happens first on Saturday. I think it's at 6 p.m. Eastern time. We're going to be doing a live watch along for this match. Inter Miami versus New York City FC. Now, Inter Miami came into the playoffs with very high expectations, right? We obviously knew with Messi being here since 2023, they fired Tata Martino in 2024 after they failed in the first round of the playoffs. There was a lot of pressure on this team to perform. They had a target on their back, right? Which they already do because of who they are, and a lot of people not really caring for them because of the attention they get with being the team that they are. But in the first round, they played Nashville SC. It was a tough battle. Went 3 games. Honestly, thought we could have saw another. Hey, if you're enjoying this video, make sure you give it a like down below and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. We are trying to hit 12,000 subscribers by MLS Cup Final Day, which is a little over a week away. We're less than 900 till we hit 12K. And with your help, I know we can reach that goal. So make sure you subscribe if you haven't already and hit that little bell notification so you never miss a video. Now, back to the video. Situation like we did in 2024, but in game 3, because Luis Suarez got suspended for a kick he had against Andy Nahar in the second match of the series, he got suspended in game 3, which paved the way for Matteo Salvetti to start for Inter Miami in the third game. And that's when things really started to ramp up for Inter Miami. And they won that game decisively. That's when things really started to change. And then they played Cincinnati. Now, Cincinnati was a second seed in the Eastern Conference in 2025. This is a team that spent a lot of money in the offseason. They were a lot of people's favorites to make it to the MLS Cup final. And Inter Miami went to Cincinnati and punched them in the mouth. I have not seen a dominating performance like that in the playoffs in a very, very long time. So that's how they got here. New York City FC played Charlotte FC. Charlotte FC was a team that I thought could have been a dark horse for MLS Cup. They are a very sound defensively team. They have a great coach in Dean Smith. They added Wilfred Zaha to kind of give them that piece to give them the confidence and help boost this team to another level in 2025. But New York City FC not only beat Charlotte FC, but they beat them twice on the road. They actually lost their one and only home game, which is kind of funny. New York City FC has been road warriors. They win that series 2-1. Then they play Philadelphia, and they lose their best player in practice, Alonso Martinez. They lose him, or maybe it was with the national team. Either way, they lost him in not a game. Right? He got hurt in training, and they lost their leading scorer for the season. And a lot of people were panicking, thinking that they were done and that Philadelphia was going to win. I wasn't really high on Philadelphia. I thought they probably would beat New York City FC. There was a good chance, but especially with losing their best player, New York City FC went to Philadelphia and beat the Supporter Shield winning team with the most points in Major League Soccer in 2025, went to their house and beat them 1-0 in a tough fought match, which is impressive. So New York City FC have been road warriors. They have not lost a game on the road this year. They've won all 3 road matches in 2025 in the playoffs. So I don't think that this game really intimidates them. So here we go. We got New York City FC versus Inter Miami. Just want to set the groundwork for how we got here. This is going to be a tough match. I think Inter Miami have the leg up, but New York City FC is just not going to lay down. They're going to make it hard. They're going to try to make this game ugly. They're going to try to clog the middle and force Inter Miami to win it on the wings. And that's how Inter Miami has struggled in the season. But things are different now because they have Matteo Salvetti. Ever since he started, it's just been a revolution. Like they have looked so much better. And I've told you guys this. I think he's their second best player now. Matteo Salvetti has came in and been a huge difference maker for Inter Miami. He probably won't be in Major League Soccer very long because of how good he is at what age he is. His composure, his confidence, his decision making. Just haven't seen that before with a 19-year-old in Major League Soccer before. He is the X factor. And then you have Lionel Messi. You have Messi in an Eastern Conference final, the GOAT, the best player of all time, the person who has helped MLS go into a new level of relevance, right? This is his first Eastern Conference final in Major League Soccer. And I feel like it's going to be tough for New York City FC to go down and win a fourth road game in a playoff series. I mean, they'd have to be road warriors the entire way through. I just think it's going to be tough. Now, New York City FC do have a great playmaker, Nico Fernandez, who is incredible. They bought him this year from Elche. He has been a difference maker. He was a Santiago Rodriguez replacement several months later, but still very, very good replacement. I just don't know if him and Matt Freese is very good too, goalkeeper. Like that, he's going to be a deciding factor as well. I just don't know if those two guys are going to be enough. I mean, this Miami team looks damn near unbeatable at the moment. They just do. But New York City FC shouldn't be discredited. Like they should not be overlooked because when you do that and you get your sights on the MLS Cup final instead of the Eastern Conference final, that's how a team sneaks up on you and upsets you. But I think Inter Miami is going to win this match. And I think it's going to be 2-1 Inter Miami over New York City FC. I think it's going to be a very, very good game. I think it's going to be one of Messi's best games he's had all season, which is saying a lot because he had a lot of good games. And I think Matteo Salvetti is going to continue his streak of good run, good form, and he's going to help this team. I also have to say that I think another reason why Inter Miami has looked better is because their backline looked pretty good against Cincinnati. It's obviously been a huge concern for them in 2024 or in 2025, and they look better this year. I think that is going to be the deciding factor. I think it's going to be 2-1 Inter Miami. I think Messi is going to dominate. I think New York City FC is going to give them a great, great game, and they're going to be in it, but they're not going to be able to prevail. Inter Miami is going to win and make it to their first MLS Cup final in club history, and Lionel Messi is going to get a chance to win the league title. Let me know if you agree with that or if you think New York City FC is going to prevail and win over Inter Miami. Now let's move over to the Western Conference. Western Conference has been very, very highly contested. There's a lot of teams that could have been in. Not my original prediction was not Cincinnati or was not San Diego or Vancouver, but let's start off with San Diego. San Diego played Portland and they won in 3-game series. They won 2 of the 3 games. Had to go to a third game, which you kind of expect because they're an expansion team. They're not really equipped to win it all in Major League Soccer. You know, you have a bunch of new guys who've never played with each other before, a rookie coach in Major League Soccer, a lot of things stacking up against them, regardless if they have home field advantage or not. They were able to get by and prevail and win that series against Portland. And Portland is a very scrappy, very good team. Okay. That's a tough 8-seed team. And that's why it went 3 games. So Anders Dreyer, he carried, and he's just been such a force for this team in 2025. They were able to get by. Then they had to play Minnesota United. Minnesota United just took out the Leagues Cup champions in Seattle Sounders. They play a very defensive style of ball. They really, really make it hard on teams to score, and they try to beat you down to the last minute and then they sneak a goal in and try to hold on to that lead. Some people joke and say they play terrace ball, which is funny. But it is kind of true. But it didn't matter because San Diego FC were able to prevail. They were able to score in the 86th, 87th minute with Anders Dreyer, and they took the lead, and it was the same story. Anders Dreyer saves this team, and San Diego FC are able to make it to the Western Conference Final as not only the 1 seed, but an expansion team, guys. That is not an easy feat to do. Like I said, all new players, never played with each other before, rookie coach, never been in Major League Soccer before. A lot of things stacked against them, and they were able to make it to the Western Conference Final. On the other side, we had Vancouver versus Dallas. Vancouver lost on decision day to Dallas, and it was at home, which is a little bit of a concern. Heading into a 3-game series, you kind of wondered if they could lose that, but they took care of business. They swept Vancouver, and everything was firing on all cylinders. Well, they played LAFC. LAFC was arguably the hottest team in Major League Soccer since Son Heung-min signed with them. He had completely revitalized this team, and they looked completely different with Son Heung-min. They were scoring at rates I'd never seen before. They had like 17 goals in 4 matches or something like that, or 5 matches. They were scoring at an absurd rate, especially with him and Denis Bouanga. This was, to me, Vancouver versus LAFC, the Western Conference Final, in my opinion. And LAFC really struggled early on. Vancouver dominated that first half. LAFC made a run in a comeback in the second half, but Vancouver showed resilience. They were able to hold on after being down not just 10 men with 12 minutes in extra time left. It was about 12 minutes with added time and extra time, but they also lost a defender. He tore his ACL. They were down to 9 men for like 13 minutes, and they were holding on for dear life, and LAFC had several opportunities, but Vancouver was able to, even after losing Tristan Blackman on a red and then losing another defender on due to injury, they were able to hold on and beat red hot LAFC, who were surging in that second half and had all the momentum to advance to the Western Conference Final. And kudos to Vancouver, because Jesper Sorensen has been very, very good in 2025. He got them to the CONCACAF Champions Cup Final. They did lose pretty badly, but he got them to the final. He's getting them to the Western Conference Final, and we got another hell of a matchup between San Diego FC and Vancouver. Okay, to this game. This is an interesting game. San Diego FC, they play very, very good as a team. They play very good as a team, and they're well coached under Mikey Veras. But I still feel like they're missing something, right? As good as they are very good. Like, all the props to them. Like I said, this doesn't happen with expansion teams historically, okay? I just think that they need something else. Is Chucky Lozano going to step up? Is he going to be the guy that they need? Is it going to be Pellegrini, who has been very good for San Diego FC? Anders Dreyer can't be the only person they depend on if they want to win this game. They need someone else to really step up, someone to take the mantle, someone who can come through in this biggest game of their club's existence. Short existence, but biggest game in their existence. And on the other side, you have Vancouver, who's also a very well-coached team by Jesper Sorensen. You have Thomas Müller, obviously the German national team legend, Bayern Munich legend, who's the conductor. We'll have to see if he plays. I think he will. He had a hamstring injury in the LAFC match, which we know can be difficult or linger. But you also have Ahmed, you have Brian White, you have all these guys. You have Sabini, you have Kubas. This team is stacked. But they also have a significant loss with Tristan Blackman missing with red card suspension. He's going to be out at center back, which is going to hurt them. And Takioka is going to have a big game, which he did against LAFC. And is that going to be enough for Vancouver to prevail and beat San Diego? I think they will. I have Vancouver beating San Diego FC in this match 3-2. They're going to be road warriors. This is going to be a tough battle to go down to San Diego and win this game, but I think Vancouver gets it done. They're going to beat San Diego in a great game 3-2 to make it to the for the first time their first MLS Cup in their existence of their club. They're going to play Inter Miami. It's going to be Vancouver versus Inter Miami 2025 MLS Cup Final. We get a rematch, the 2014 World Cup Final, Messi versus Muller. We'll see. Hopefully, it's more entertaining than that game. But that's what I'm thinking is going to happen. I have Vancouver versus Inter Miami in the MLS Cup Final after the Eastern and Western Conference Final games this weekend. That's your MLS Cup. It's going to be great if my prediction is right. Do you agree with the Western Conference prediction I made? Do you agree with my Eastern Conference prediction I made? Who do you have playing in the MLS Cup Final? Let me know down below. And if you guys enjoyed this video, make sure you give it a like down below. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And hit that little bell notification so you never miss a video. And until next time, guys, I will see you all soon.